Yeah, I don't know the right one. Yeah, I think I do.
Number 2, right?
Yeah.
Haribol.
Haribol.
My talk will be short. I think you'll appreciate that. I won't tax your attention span. But it's special, so please pay attention. I've given the same Janmashtami talk for the last 2 years. I don't know if you've noticed. I summarized the verses in the Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, where Krishna explains how and why he appears in the material world. Then I summarized the Krishna book chapters leading up to the appearance of Krishna. I think this is a quite appropriate talk to give on Janmashtami. But I wonder if I should do something different and new. I've decided to give up the old formula. I want to talk about Krishna appearing in our hearts on Janmashtami. I got this idea from the Christian mystic Meister Eckhart. He gave a Christmas Day sermon in which he said, on this appearance day of Christ, we should have Jesus appear in our hearts. How may we do this? How do we observe Janmashtami in ISKCON? Well, we fast, and we cook. We may read the Krishna book together. In the big temples there are great crowds, and an Abhishek of the deity is performed. To observe it strictly, one stays up until midnight and then breaks the fast. And for those devotees who aren't involved in cooking, they may chant extra rounds. So we might say that simply by observing the standard program, Krishna is appearing in our hearts on Janmashtami. And this is true. I observed Janmashtami with Sri Prabhupada and many devotees in New Vrindavan in 1972. I remember being packed up in a little temple room late at night. Prabhupada had a devotee reading from the Krishna book out loud, chapter after chapter after chapter. Forward, and some of them are touching the ground. Prabhupada noticed and he said, I see you are getting sleepy. You shall stop this reading. I don't want to concoct something special or different to do on Janmashtami. But Meister Eckhart's chanting, we should do something introspective to receive Krishna on Janmashtami. I'm a writer, so I like to write down prayers. In recent years, I've compiled 2 volumes called My Dear Lord Krishna. Jaya Dvaita Swami read 1 volume and said it was super excellent. I tried with words to approach Krishna and enter his presence and talk to him. Each day I struggled before the blank page and tried to make an encounter with Krishna. And I think by writing those prayers, Krishna helped me. In 1990, I wrote a book called My Relationship with Lord Krishna. It's a 5-day meditation on the subject. It has chapters like recognition of my relationship with Lord Krishna. Krishna is great. I am small. My constitutional position. Speaking to Krishna. Turning toward Krishna. I say that the spiritual master teaches us about Krishna, but he doesn't say, I am the taste in water, I am the light in the sun, I am the ability in man. He directs us towards Krishna. He gives us the Hare Krishna mantra, and he tells us that Krishna is not different than his names. He installs the Radha Krishna deity and orders us to worship him. He emphasizes that the Archa Vigraha is not a doll, but is Krishna himself. I say that we should try to please Krishna with our service. Krishna wants to enjoy our service. He is the Purusha, and we are Prakriti. He's the enjoyer, and we're the enjoyed. In this material world, whether one is male or female, everyone is acting as Purusha, or enjoyer. But constitutionally, we're all female, Prakriti. I would like to read a couple of statements from this book by Prabhupada because they're relevant to my subject. They were given in lectures in June of 1972 in Los Angeles. Krishna is within you. As soon as he sees you are very sincere, doing seriously, he'll give you all intelligence. Buddhi yogam dadami tam. But if you are in doubt whether Krishna is present or not, then Krishna will not give you intelligence. That is the difficulty. He does not talk with a nonsense. He talks, but not with the nonsense. If you are above the nonsensical platform by sincere service, then Krishna will talk to you from within. Don't waste a moment even, Srila Prabhupada said to the devotees in Los Angeles in 1972, including the 4 newly initiated sannyasis. We can understand things as they are if we receive the message of Guru Krama, Krishna. Therefore, you should not waste a moment even with nonsense topics. We have got so many books. Either chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram
or
Ram.
read books. Discuss among yourselves. Don't waste your time. Simply always praying, giving all reception to the message of Guru Krama. Don't waste a single moment. This should be your life's policy. And I meditated and my relationship with Krishna at the time of death. I quoted from the last mantras in the Upanishad, mantra 17. Let this temporary body be burnt to ashes, and let the air of life enter into the totality of air. Now, O my Lord, please remember all of my sacrifices, and as you are the ultimate beneficiary, please remember all that I have done for you. Prabhupada comments that even if a devotee doesn't remember his devotional service, Krishna will never forget. In the 18th mantra, O my Lord, powerful as the fire, omnipotent one, now I fall down at your feet and make obeisances to you. And as you know all that I have done in the past, please release me from the reaction to my past sins, so there will be no hindrance to my progress. So as I have written prayers, you can write prayers today. You can write prayers from the Shastra and prayers in your own voice, and it would be a nice meditation. My point is, be introspective to receive the Lord in the heart. We can observe remembering Krishna on any day of the year, but Janmashtami is especially advantageous because we have nothing else to do but observe Janmashtami, and because we are fasting. I recommend that we spend some time alone today. Solitude is very helpful for examining your thoughts. The meaning of introspection is to examine one's thoughts, feelings, and impressions. So on this day we should assess our feelings about Krishna. Some people don't like to be alone. They don't know what to do with themselves. But if you try writing or praying or chanting attentive japa or talking to Krishna or reading, you might find it a very friendly and productive state. And once you practice to it, you can do it even in social settings. When the conversation turns too thin, or turns to prajalpa, or finding fault with devotees, you can turn within and think of Krishna. Krishna appearing in our hearts is a quiet revelation. I'm not saying we will have a spurti or a direct vision of Radha and Krishna, and they will talk to us and dance. but we will have a certain assurance that they are present in our lives. After all, our hearts are beating, and we are breathing, and we are conscious only because Krishna is in our heart. Those devotees who have been initiated are free from karmic reaction. And Krishna is personally handling their situation. You should have faith in this and live in Krishna consciousness. On this day of Krishna's appearance, we should have him appear in our heart. In 1966, a devotee wrote to Prabhupada that Krishna felt distant to him. Prabhupada wrote back and said, "That is your rascaldom. Krishna is as close as your jugular vein." Krishna is in our hearts. The Upanishads state that Krishna and the jiva are like two birds in a tree of the body. The jiva is trying to enjoy the fruits of the tree, and Krishna is witnessing. He's also the indwelling guide as the Chaitya Guru. He's waiting for us to turn to him and surrender, and then he'll take us in his embrace. Once we surrender to Krishna, then he will be more inclined to dictate to us and tell us what to do. Prabhupada lived on this level. He wrote in his concluding words to Chaitanya Charitamrita, "I think that His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, is always seeing my activities and guiding me from within by His words." And in 1976, in the Manhattan Skyscraper Temple, Prabhupada held a press conference. A reporter asked him, "How do you manage your movement?" Prabhupada replied, "Krishna tells me what to do." Ramaswar Maharaj interjected, "What Prabhupada means is Krishna tells him what to do through the words of Bhagavad Gita." Prabhupada corrected him, "No, directly." Many acharyas have had this access, and we can have more of it too. Once we open the channels of communication and listen to what Krishna is saying to us, we will receive more. So on Krishna's appearance day, we should have him appear in our heart. It's described in the Krishna book that Krishna appeared in the cell of Kamsa's prison. Devaki and Vasudeva were amazed. but they so much wanted to see Krishna, and they had heard so much about him, that they overcame their awe and reverence and offered prayers to Krishna. Similarly, we should be eager to see Krishna, and we've heard a great deal about him. We've heard that he's Bhakta Vatsala, inclined to the devotees. He's never referred to as Jnani Vatsala or Yogi Vatsala, but Bhakta Vatsala, inclined to the devotees. So on this day we can have a quiet revelation of Krishna in our hearts and offer prayers to him and surrender. Thank you very much. Radhanath Maharaj, would you like to speak?
After some time,
Later.